I got a video to do and I got laundry to do, but I got my coffee, so let's get into it. Hey y'all, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. I'm Nika.go.business, and in today's video, as you can see by the title, we're gonna get into my natural hair journey from the humble beginnings of where I started to now, how I feel now. I'm just over it. I'm over my natural hair. We will get into why a little bit later in the video, but first let's take a trip down memory lane and see where I started in the beginning of my natural hair journey. So without further ado, let's jump right in. But first, have you subscribed to my channel yet? Oh, no? Okay, girl, I'll give you a second. Okay, you got it? All right, back to the video. Please forgive me in advance because I'm doing laundry, my nose itches, and I'm going to be looking down to look at old photos, which you guys will be able to see somewhere on the screen, just to reference, like, talking about that stage in my natural hair journey. So we jumping right in to the initial reason why I even went natural. Well, I'm just gonna be honest, it's like a complete vanity reason. I wanted long flowing hair when it's straight. Like, I just wanted to just whip it back and forth, okay? Like, what's wrong with that? Like, it's a very vain reason, but that was the initial reason. So in 2010, I got my very last relaxer. So from that moment, I believe it was November of 2010 is when I got my last relaxer. So for that first year, I just transitioned. I just grew out the relaxer for a year. And whatever point I was at after that year, I decided to do a semi-big chop and have this real cute asymmetric bob. I really loved it. So I had taken care of most of the relaxed hair in the back, so really short in the back, and then the front I still had some straight ends, but doing that chop got me a lot closer to finding my real texture in the midst of the transition. Another sip of coffee. So by 2012, my cute little bob was all grown out. So I was rocking a lot of buns and protective styles. So buns were my best friends, and then my go-to protective style was the Senegalese twist. Love those. I always had those in my head. Jumping into 2013 is where I started to get a little bold. My hair was thriving. So I decided to dye it. I dyed it a red color, more of a like reddish burgundy. And then I didn't stop there. I shaved the sides of my head. I don't know who I thought I was. I thought I was just so bold and edgy. It was a phase. And that was also the time where I started wearing my hair out in its natural state. At this point, all the damaged ends were gone, but I was wearing it out with no product. This is before I even knew what a wash and go was. So I couldn't understand at that point. Like, I would wash my hair in the shower and I'd be like, oh wow, look at these curls, they're so beautiful. And then as soon as they dry, they pretty much disappear. They would pretty much disappear, and it would just be this huge afro, not a curl in sight. So though I still rocked it and I liked how it looked, especially with my shaved sides, I was just like, but where do those curls go? Like, how do I get those back? How do I achieve that look? So despite all that edginess and boldness, my hair in 2013 was thriving. I got tired of the red and I went back to black, and I still have the shaved sides, and my hair just continued to grow. It was the longest it had been in my adult life. So I was on track. I know I did straighten it during these times, especially when I went back to black hair and it was really long. But for whatever reason, I cannot find any photos of that time when it was straight. But I only did it like once in a blue moon. I didn't straighten my hair that much during that period of time because I was really focused on the health and just discovering this texture that I never knew that I had. I've pretty much had relaxers all my life and up until 2010. So here we are in 2014. 2014 is when shit got fucked up. So I was on the verge of growing out the sides, but I wanted to go red again, but this time more bold. Mind you, when I went red the first time, I went back to black to cover the red. By that time, all of the red that's underneath this black is not gone. It hasn't grown all the way out. So 2014, when I went this more brighter, vibrant red, I did the same exact process as the initial time I went red. But the difference was, the first time my hair was just virgin hair, like my natural color, no dye, nothing. So it took really well without damaging. This time in 2014, I was doing the exact same process, which, let me just rewind and summarize it real quickly. So the process was, dyed my hair blonde and then did a semi-permanent mixture to concoct the red I had and put the red on top of that blonde. All right, boom. So I did that same exact process in 2014 on non-virgin hair. It was already been color treated. So what happened? Girl, that damaged the shit out of my hair. As you can see in the photo, what I was doing, thriving, popping, bomb, to how it was going. How it started, how it was going. So that was majorly discouraging. Not only did I lose like so much hair, I was already in the process of growing out the sides, so it really looked like I didn't have hair. But I made it work, and even though I spent 4 years in a natural hair journey and I was doing great, it was time to start over. But this time I did a full-blown transition. I didn't chop it all off and try to start completely over. I said I've done that pretty much before, so let's try a transitioning journey. So I've basically had 2 journeys in one. Coffee break. So I used the red as my mark and I just grew out the red. So as I was growing that out, I would trim my hair very often. I would say every 2 or 3 months I was trimming. So for the longest, my hair stayed at the same length, pretty much like shoulder length, for a good little while, because I was on the road to just cutting off all these color damaged ends. And in the midst of that, you know, as my hair really started to grow out and there was some red left, I experimented with a little bit of semi-permanent colors, purples, burgundies, stuff like that. All right, you come in here to sit down and just that. Okay, so between 2015 and 2016, I really focused on the health of my hair again. I like to say that from the very beginning, I went to the YouTube University with a natural hair major. But even when you know a lot of things already, sometimes you have to relearn those things and then learn some new things along the way. So during 2015 and 2016, my hair was pretty much growing out of the red. I was doing a lot of manipulative styling, so twist outs, a lot of twist outs, braid outs, and I was actually starting to finally understand what wash and go was and mastering that process. And I started to see some curls, girl. The curls was popping. So that was really cool. And I started my journey for a very like vanity reason, I started to just fall in love with my natural curls, different things that my hair could do. So that was really fun. It was pretty much, again, like a whole new natural hair journey. 2 for 1 special. So end of 2016, the red was pretty much gone. There was like very little left. So I dyed my hair black and I straightened it, and girl, we was back thriving. From the shave side, like everything was grown out even. And it was, at that point, the longest it had ever been in my adult life. 2017, I just focused on the health. The black dye pretty much washed out, and at that point I was strictly at my natural hair. It was at its shiniest, it was at its healthiest. The curl pattern had completely emerged and it was amazing. So 2017 was just full of thriving, popping curls. I still did manipulative styles, but I mostly did wash and goes. Fast forward to 2018. It's time to switch it up. So I went back to red, but at this point, I wanted something more of natural. So I did a ginger red, kind of like where I'm at now, what you see now. But with everything I relearned and learned over those 4 years, I had to do the math in my head. Over those 4 years, I took a lot better care of it, but I was starting from square one pretty much, back to virgin hair, and I was just a lot more careful in my process and my preparation, all that jazz. So even after going ginger, my hair continued to thrive, girl, thrive. And my hair got the longest it had ever been, period. Like the longest it's ever been while it's curly, the longest it's ever been straight. And here we are, girl. I got a bun today, but my hair is even longer than the most recent ginger red pictures. So what a journey that's been. That's my whole 10-year span journey. When I really look back, I probably should have started a YouTube channel back then while I was in discovery mode and rediscovery mode. I probably would have been an OG right now, by now. But that's neither here nor there. I'm here now, y'all. Enjoy me now, y'all. So in the span of my 10-year journey, the natural hair community was continuing to grow and evolve, and I found myself fully submerged and a part of that community, and I was falling in love with my natural hair as it was. So even though I started the process or the journey for a vanity reason, I never even ended up wearing my hair straight that often in the process. So it's kind of funny how that turned out. But I would say in the second half of my journey and realizing like, hey, there's a whole community of women like out there thriving, discovering their natural hair. Girl, why are you laying on the clothes? There is also like rules and guidelines and taboos. And those rules we're always evolving and changing, and I found myself fully submerged in it and going with it. Whatever the rule was, I was going with it, pretty much. But here we are now, and what I have noticed in the natural hair community is a bit of a rebellious shift from all of those rules and guidelines, natural hair police type tendencies. And I have to say, I'm completely here for it. In my opinion, I feel that in the natural hair community, there is so much taboo in doing your hair a certain way, whether it be coloring or straightening or heat styling in general. But I am at the point where I'm like, look, I've been through this journey for so long, and I've achieved the goal, my initial goal that I wanted, but yet I found myself in this mindset of like, oh no, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this. And it's like, I did all this work for what? What do I have to show for it? Buns and wash and goes, and that's it. Don't get me wrong, love that, but that's like the main things I've been doing along with my journey. And I'm kind of getting back to my roots of just wanting to experiment a little bit more with, let's just be real, showing off all the hair I got, showing off the beauty of having natural hair and its versatility. It could do so much and withstand so much that you should be able to show that off in any way that you feel free to. And that's where I'm at. I'm ready to get into straightening a little bit more often than every 2 years or so. I want to try, excuse me. And that can mean the curly and the straight. Why not do both? So in the coming hair videos that you'll see from me, it will definitely be experimenting more with like straightening my hair, with more heat styling, just evolving pretty much. Like I have evolved as a person. I'm trying to evolve in my overall style, and with that comes evolving in my hairstyling as well. I'm excited to share this part of my natural hair journey with you. So basically when I'm saying that I'm over my natural hair, I'm over the boundaries and the limitations that I allowed myself to be consumed by when it came to my natural hair. And look, I'm ready to show it off. I'm ready to just give y'all looks upon looks upon looks upon looks, and really just represent the beauty and versatility and the beauty of versatility within natural hair. Okay, that was my rant. I hope you guys enjoyed my natural hair journey. I really do want to know what it is that you guys want to see from me next. Feel free to give me some heat styling ideas down below in the comments, because I'm ready to chat with you guys and get to know everybody better, because I'm steady growing and I'm very grateful for that. Thank you to all my new subscribers in the past couple of months, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, but until next time, stay poppin'!